Hello, everyone. My name is Mark. You know me as Crisis169. My gamer tag is that name. You know who I am. If you play with me online, I'm Crisis169. I'm coming to you with a real video, with a real talk video. This is Mark Talk video, Mark Real Talk. Discussing something that to me is very disgusting to me and very hard to understand. I have known friends who were sexually molested by uncles, family members, fathers, mothers, close friends, whatever. Church clergy, what do you want to name it? You name it. People have been experienced that stuff before. And it's really difficult to understand and to grasp hold of how some man or woman can be attracted to that kind of stuff. But the topic of the story is probably the biggest topic I ever made. And it'll probably give me a lot of flack, maybe even death threats. But I have to make it because of my own understanding of who this person was and how it was to me. And to a lot of people my age who grew up in '81, I was born in '81, and right around when Thrill came out in '85, I was 4. The topic is Michael Jackson, a very understandable king of pop, flamboyant person. He wasn't flamboyant like Prince. Prince was out there with sexual, innuendos. He oozed sexual innuendos. Michael Jackson was very, very, very different. He was more of a, Saturday morning cartoon kind of person, where Prince is more, Saturday night kind of person. With the raunchy, you know what I mean. Sex like that though, how he was. Uh, Now since they're both passed on, Prince passed on about a year or two ago. Michael Jackson died about a decade ago. This new documentary came out called Leaving Neverland. Um, I try to have an open mind to everything I watch. Documentary. I love documentaries. Since World War II, last days of World War II to Julie Garland and stuff like that. I always try to have an open mind about everything I watch and read and view on YouTube, whatever. Because at the end of the day, we as individuals, I'm not everybody, you're not everybody. An individual will make their own determination in about, they say, about 30 minutes to an hour of watching any documentary or watching any type of thing, watch anything in a court of law, whatever. Juries have, some or made the decision in about 30 minutes. It's kind of proven by law. It does happen. Um, Sorry, the little glare there. The sun's out. But that being said, though, what is it? What is pedophilia, if you ask? Well, the basic terminology is like an adult loving a child with sexual, relations involved. That is what pedophilia is. Um, in a nutshell. In a nutshell, it's what it is. It's not anything all cutesy cutesy. It's really disgusting. And understanding what it is, and typically it's done by males, but females do it too as well. Because that kind of lust or sin, or whatever you want to call it, it doesn't discriminate between sexes. But a lot of male friends had males that done it to them. Some female friends had females done it to them. Some had both of them do it to them. And it's real difficult to talk about because I'm a very kidding kind of guy. I like having fun with people, but there's certain things I don't have fun with, and this is one of them. I've met people who were pedophiles or are pedophiles in my life. And I'm very blessed that I never had nothing happen to me. And my parents were very strict about us not being around, men or women alone. Now the topic is: was Michael Jackson a pedophile, or was he, or just all just gunk, made up garbage about him? You really have to examine it for yourself, um, because it's hard to tell somebody he is or he's not. if he was anything, he was probably in the closet, kind of homosexual or bisexual in the closet, probably. Um, how he acted, how feminine he acted, and how he acted, feminine wise, and that's probably the closest thing I can come up with. In my mind, his music was great. But of course, people said he even sold his soul to the devil. So that's a whole topic in our time. If he did, it's his choice, and he's burning in hell for it. That's something that he put himself there. If he did, it's just like once again made up gunk, just like this pedophilia stuff. Then it's what Michael Jackson is. Frankly, Michael Jackson is actually the Elvis Presley of the pop era. The man had issues, more issues than anybody can think about. Now, his father ruled his life with an iron fist. He was constricted by his family to be, a musician. He did a good job in Jackson 5, but he was Michael Jackson and his family was Tito, practically. And he became the breakout star. A lot of issues in his family, a lot of problems. And I'm not saying that pedophilia is a blank check if you have a bad life. To me, that's wrong. But I like Michael Jackson music. I like his music, but I always wondered about him. He's grabbing his crotch in his music and the live shows when he's close to around a lot of boys and girls too. He was close around a lot of kids, but he didn't have any children for the longest time. And when he created a Neverland Ranch for children, my father was like, "Yeah, something wrong with this guy." I know, and of course, my father and my mother being born in the 40s and raised in the 40s, 50s, to them it's kind of weird. Anyway, hell, Michael Jackson was weird, hell, Marilyn Manson was weird in my family and my parents. Hell, Elvis Presley to my parents was the devil practically. So it's every generation has their version of the devil. And that's why I wonder about what really happened. Was it what the gentleman said, Don said, or Wade said about how it happened that way, where he had little rooms set up with little, security things to keep you get the clothes back on or whatever. It's a great documentary to watch if you like documentaries. But if you're a diehard MJ fan, you're not gonna like this because it doesn't paint a picture of happiness and roses with the man. It paints him as a very sick individual, and and he fits the perfect mold of somebody who could be and be a multi-millionaire and Grammy winning and platinum albums constantly and music and dancing. It kind of fits the mold. No, he lives alone. He's not married. I never dated anybody. Hangs around children all the time. Now, I'm not labeling this poor man who's been dead for a decade. I'm just trying to understand in my mind if I've been following this man for 30 something years of my life, listening to music, dancing, doing trying to do the moonwalking and falling on the floor, busting my ass. And I've been following somebody who's been a sick person all his life. That makes you wonder, really, the music you listen to. Slayer about satanic stuff and Manson about the weird stuff, and you have your music genres you listen to, and I'm not saying that if you like the music, listen to them, but it makes you wonder and think. Those MJ fans who were molested as children themselves, listen to this man, find out, say, 50 years later that, 100 years later, or whatever years later, that he was a pedophile. How would that make you feel? To know that your uncle listened to Michael Jackson music, or your father, or whoever did it to you, and you went to bat for this man every time somebody said anything negative about him. Come to find out that he was. That really will make you think twice. Make you think twice about listening to music again. Because Michael Jackson's the king of pop, and he's practically the same way as Elvis Presley was. very collusive. He was very, very tight with with everything he said. You know, thank God it wasn't cell phone. He was alive now. Cell phones around. Social media be eating him alive. But it's Hollywood for you. You know, they knew about Weinstein. Didn't care for almost 2 decades. The woman movement. I believe there's gonna be a pedophile movement where a lot of people who have been molested by their fathers and mothers, brothers, sisters, whoever, pedophilia, victims are gonna rise up out of the ashes, and they're gonna be running forward and getting anybody they can, every person that came out of the woodwork. And you might have more than two people against Michael Jackson then. Yes, man's been dead for over a decade, but you have to look at it this way. Did this man do these things? If he did, then why didn't anybody know about it? Even Wade talked about it in documentaries and how he felt it was like love or whatever though. And it's kind of twisted to me being a 37-year-old man, but being a 9-year-old boy or 7-year-old boy not understanding this stuff, I can see that in people's minds. Okay, okay, this kid didn't understand back then. What it meant. He does now. Did now. You know, both men are married and have children of their own. And what made Wade break was the fact that he looked at his own son, and he said he even thought Michael Jackson was doing something to his son, even though Michael Jackson was dead. Yeah, you have to watch the documentary to understand what I'm saying. All of it, but with an open mind, like I did. And I walked away with understanding there's some things I don't understand in this world. I've been a Christian for a long time, and I don't understand a lot of things about the Bible or the world we live in. And I ain't going to try to remotely understand anything. But I understand one simple thing: if Michael Jackson did this crap, and he's in hell burning for eternity, that was his judgment. That is his punishment. If he didn't do it, and he's in heaven singing with the angels, that's his reward for what he had done. Through God, of course. Jesus Christ, of course. But right now, I have a neutral ground with him. I listen to his music, but I kind of shun it a little bit. In some cases, I just fast forward through it, just skip it, because I don't understand. I don't know. Because he was so tight-lipped about everything he did, and and his whole family, protected this man. And even his sister, Janet, came out and said stuff about it around the 90s, 94 and stuff. So we don't know. We do not know. And the fact is, we're not going to know. Not going to know because nobody's going to understand to know. Michael Jackson is like Elvis Presley, a very elusive person. But unlike Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley had his life turned upside down. And so true can be Michael Jackson. It's been 10 years since he passed away. And I hate to think that I've been listening to a man's music and honoring his life, who is a very sick, perverted person. It's very hard. It's very, very hard. Because I had friends who had issues, and some tried to take their own life because of the issues they couldn't deal with. And people who ridiculed these two men and tell them how they're pieces of trash, and that windy woman on TV saying, oh, it's all garbage. What to you if it happened? What to you difference it make? You're protecting a man that has been dead for over a decade. A man that was kind of weird anyway. Prince was weird, but Prince was openly weird. So everybody knew Prince was a strange individual. But how many accusations of child molestation did he have in his lifetime? I say zero. As of right now, as we know of right now, he's been dead for like 2-3 years. So you have to understand, take things with a grain of salt, but also take things with a bit of truth. I don't want to believe that Michael Jackson was a sick human being. But then again, no. Hey, they found out this last year that Weinstein was not the greatest, producer person in the world. And that one guy, Nickelodeon, but one big fat guy, Nickelodeon, I can't remember his name, who was supposedly a child, and in the young girls. So obviously, things come out when things happen, and we're gonna have a pedophilia victim revolt, where victims are gonna get tired of being shunned away. They're gonna rise up, just like the women did in Hollywood, and ousted this Weinstein fellow, and the rest of them. You're gonna have it. You're gonna have an awakening, folks. What's gonna happen? And the truth about Michael Jackson, if he is a pervo or not, it's gonna be set open sooner or later. People are gonna find out sooner or later. People are gonna find out eventually what's gonna happen. And Elvis Presley, click, clean, slick life was not so click and clean and slick after reports of drug abuse, and he died. So true, Michael Jackson's life will be opened, like a book. People are going to read it, and people are going to deny it. Of course, people are going to say it didn't happen. Like that Wendy fellow who fainted, as dressed as a Statue of Liberty. She dropped like a sack of potatoes on live TV. Fainted, denying that. Yeah, well, she probably the same person probably denied Weinstein was a sicko too, probably. This is why people in Hollywood don't have a lot of voices anymore. That's why Clinton didn't get elected and Trump did. I don't listen to people like that. I listen to my heart and what it's telling me. It's telling me something's very wrong here with Michael Jackson. Something that was not right with him. The truth needs to be set free. If he was just a bisexual man who bisexual and is very afraid of coming out, okay, fine. People still listen to his music and they'll cheer his name, and hey, he's a speaker of bisexual rights or whatever. But if it came up to be that he was a pedophile, and say 2, 4, 6, 5, 10, 100 people come up, like, yeah, happened to me, around 94, 92, 85, 89, it's very hard then to cover that up. The truth had to come out that Michael Jackson maybe was. I don't know. I don't know the man personally. Some friends say that thank God they don't know him personally. He was, a great musician. The guy's powered by the devil or not, I don't know. But a great musician, great dancer, great singer anyway. His videos were like almost like miniature movies you're watching. So all I gotta say is, guys, is this video was very hard to me to make because I didn't understand how to make it. But I want you guys to discussion on this. If anybody you know have ever had sexual abuse done to you, or if you witnessed it, go to authority figure. Teacher, school counselor, police officer, doctor, whoever. Say, hey, I'm having an issue at home, or I've noticed that, I've seen this, or whatever. You go to authority figure and you get taken care of. Because there's not a lot of things we can do on this planet, this country, about after the fact. But you have the power to prevent this by speaking up and putting those bastards in jail. And Michael Jackson's dead. His punishment, or whatever it is, if he's in hell, is tremendous more than any punishment that court could ever give him. If he is in hell, if he's in heaven, then I guess it doesn't matter. But he's helping fraternity. I'm just saying, because, a lot of people say, yeah, I'm just keeping my mind open. Or he's laying there waiting for judgment. We don't know. We don't know. And that's why it's very hard for me to make this video and to understand that I like his music and he's a very cool dancer and great stuff. Of course, when Cole came out and said, he never touched him, obviously. So maybe it's all just about money, I guess, son. So, but the truth will find out eventually, come out about this. They will. Because like Weinstein, he got outed as a sexual pervert. So true as Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson and the rest of them who had issues with drugs and alcohol and stuff. But I'm not here to make judgment. I'm here to make a discussion. Comment below what you think about this video. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you know when my videos come available so you can watch them. Help the channel out by subscribing. Comment below about this video. What do you think about it? Is it too raunchy? Not raunchy enough? Is it good or is it bad? And what would you think about it? Have you ever experienced this kind of stuff in your life before? Leave a comment and how do you deal with it so other people who have gone through this can usually say, this person got through it this way, I'm gonna go that way too and try it. Because it's very hard to talk about stuff too with your family, especially if your family is the one doing the problem, doing the issues, or doing the molesting anyway. It's very hard to discuss this kind of stuff. But yeah, just comment below what you think about the situation. Comment below what you think about the situation. Comment below on how you think about the whole thing about the Michael Jackson story and Finding Neverland. Or Leaving Neverland. So I got, guys.